Man saved a pregnant bear, and 3 years later, she came to him with her cubs. One day in North Carolina, near the home of Jeremy Allen, a group of wild black bears made an unexpected appearance. These predators didn't just wander onto his property. They exhibited strange behavior, pacing back and forth while staring intently at his house. Their actions left Jeremy both puzzled and uneasy, as if they were searching for something or someone. As Jeremy observed the large black bear more closely, it suddenly dawned on him. The bears had come for a purpose. They were looking for him. This unusual story had its roots 3 years earlier when Jeremy ventured into the woods with his dog on a chilly winter morning. Believing the forest to be safe, as predators were rarely seen in the area, he set out without concern. To his surprise, about 20 minutes from home, Jeremy encountered a young black bear, a rare sight during the hibernation season. However, the bear didn't appear threatening. Instead, it looked weary and exhausted. It was likely that the inexperienced young bear had chosen an unsuitable spot for hibernation and was now struggling to survive the harsh winter conditions. Jeremy realized that without help, the animal would probably die. He brought fish and fruit from home, which the bear immediately ate. Jeremy also brought several bundles of hay to make a warm bed for the predator. Then he built a small shelter out of branches to further protect the bear from snow and icy wind. Afterward, Jeremy left, hoping that the small shelter he had created would help the bear survive the cold winter. A few days later, Jeremy cautiously approached the same spot and was pleased to see the bear had finally fallen into hibernation in the shelter he had created. Delighted, the man went home, trying not to approach the bear's unusual den again so as not to disturb its sleep. Over time, Jeremy forgot about his good deed, continuing to live his usual life and hoping the bear had managed to survive that harsh winter. 3 years later, while at home, Jeremy heard a loud noise outside and looked out the window. He couldn't believe his eyes. Right on his porch, an enormous black bear with her cubs had suddenly appeared. He was shocked and a bit scared, as he knew very well that mother bears are especially dangerous and unpredictable when protecting their cubs. But the longer he looked at the bear, the more it seemed to him that he had seen her somewhere before. Suddenly, Jeremy smiled, realizing this was the same bear he had helped survive the winter 3 years ago. She hadn't come alone. She brought her cubs to meet the kind man who had saved her life, a remarkable gesture of gratitude. Jeremy cautiously stepped onto the porch, avoiding sudden movements to prevent alarming the mother bear. Slowly, the bears approached, and Jeremy stood in awe, realizing his good deed had not been forgotten. He offered them fruits and berries, and even played with them briefly before they returned to the forest. From that day on, the bear, whom Jeremy named Uneasy, began visiting regularly with her cubs, showing no fear and growing trust. Jeremy spent hours with his unusual guests, playing and exploring the yard. He left food and water for them and documented their visits. As the cubs grew more confident and independent, they joyfully played in the garden, climbed trees, and even interacted with Jeremy. Izzy behaved calmly and confidently, watching her cubs and seemingly not worrying about them at all, which confirmed her complete trust in Jeremy. Wild bears usually avoid people and protect their cubs from any potential threats, but Izzy knew well that the kind man could be trusted. One day, Jeremy noticed that the cubs began showing interest in his dog. At first, he was afraid to let the predators get close to his pet, but to his surprise, the cubs and the dog quickly found common ground and started playing together. It was an incredible sight. The cubs rolled on the grass and jumped around the dog while Izzy watched from the side, showing no aggression. Jeremy didn't just observe the bear and her cubs. He actively documented their visits, recording them each time with a video camera. Thanks to these recordings, many people were inspired by the unique friendship between a man and a family of bears. Everyone admired the extraordinary relationship between Jeremy and Izzy, who, despite her wild nature, trusted the man with her most valuable possessions, her defenseless cubs. Nearly 4 years had passed since Jeremy first helped the bear during a difficult period in her life. Now, Izzy and her cubs had become part of his life, constantly visiting him as if they were old friends. These visits brought Jeremy immense pleasure and joy. He also began telling his friends about his unusual visitors, and soon the whole neighborhood knew about them. People admired and were inspired by Jeremy's example, seeing how care and kindness could create a unique, strong bond between a human and a wild animal. As time passed, The cubs grew up and became fully independent, but they continued to visit Jeremy's house. Izzy often left them to play in the yard while she went into the forest to get food. Jeremy rejoiced, watching how his little furry friends had grown. The grown-up cubs also treated Jeremy as one of their own, not fearing him at all and even inviting him to join their exciting games. Jeremy hopes for new visits from Izzy and her cubs in the future. He continues to keep an eye on the bear family and tries to record them on video as often as possible. Jeremy's story is a powerful testament to the potential for humans and wild animals to form trusting relationships rooted in love, kindness, and mutual understanding. It's remarkable how even the wildest and most independent creatures can express gratitude and appreciation toward members of another species. Each year, the bond between Jeremy and Izzy continues to deepen, showcasing the enduring strength of their unique friendship. Each spring, as the bears emerge from hibernation and resume their active lives, Jeremy eagerly anticipates the return of Izzy and her family. He thoughtfully prepares treats for them and takes the opportunity to observe their behavior, continually deepening his understanding of these incredible creatures. Over time, Jeremy has become a true friend to the bears, and his home has become a sanctuary where they feel completely safe. The bond between Jeremy and Izzy serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of treating nature and its inhabitants with respect, showing that even small acts of kindness can make a meaningful difference. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.